And a move that surprised a whole lot of people, including this person right here. The college game day set is going to Columbia, South Carolina for the football game between LSU and South Carolina. The number 18 LSU Tigers come into town to take on Lenore Sellers and the Shane Beamer squad at South Carolina. This game is going to boil down to a few different key points, and the first one to talk about is the weather. There's going to be a little bit of inclement weather in the Southeast, specifically talking about in this ball game that's going to be in the national spotlight in the noon slate, in the noon hour, where College Game Day is basically going to take their set and kick off this ball game on ABC with that set. Lenore Sellers, though, is a player that is still young, super talented, very raw, great with his legs too. But when you look at what he's done through the air, he's only 51% completing balls beyond the line of scrimmage this season so far in their first two games. But he's playing against a team in LSU that has major fits in pass coverage, allowing 79.6% of passes to be completed. That's not very good. So if South Carolina's offense is going to have success, they're going to have to look to Lenore Sellers to be able to step up his game and expose that vulnerable secondary. Because the other thing about South Carolina is their run blocking and their run game is not great. They have not been able to have a running back to average over 4 yards per carry, especially the fact that they're going with Rocket Sanders, a guy we know can really play the sport of football. But according to PFF too, the top grade is only at 66 for any of these offensive linemen when it comes to the run blocking. That's not good. But they do have some good perimeter blockers. So what they're going to have to do on the offensive side of the ball, in my opinion, is to get their athletes in space. I'm looking for Jared Brown, and I'm looking for unique ways to also get Rocket Sanders the ball in space. And also, just a final point, 0 receptions, 2 targets with no drops, by the way. Neither of those targets were drops. 0 yards, 0 receptions, 0 times having the ball in his hands. You got to get the ball to Nick Harbor. When you run a 10.19 100-meter dash faster than Tyreek Hill at 6'5", 235, bro, you got to get him the ball. He's on your team. Quit pretending like he's not. Get that freak the ball. Whether it's 5 times in this game or not, 10 times, I don't care. You got to get this man a ball and hope that he can make a play with that ball. But Jared Brown is definitely going to be a guy to watch for here. He's a guy that comes in from Coastal Carolina, was a big guy used in a lot of those like option looks that Jamie Chadwell had a couple years ago. He's going to be one to watch out for in this ball game. Now, on the other side of the ball, LSU's front seven is really good. They're going to shut down that run game. They're going to get after the quarterback a little bit. Their secondary, not so much. But on the offensive side of the football, LSU was able to throw the ball. The Liberty transfer, C.J. Daniels, has had so many great moments. Kyron Lacey, really good player, tight end. Mason Taylor, we know what he can do. And Garrett Nussmeier, man, he ain't scared to take some shots, but he is also so efficient throwing the ball in every category that you look at. Every category looking at, he's great at throwing the football. He's been very efficient this season. And on offense, too, what they're going to be tasked with especially the inability themselves to run the ball like South Carolina, is they're going to have to defend the South Carolina pass rush that has been very, very productive, including the freshman star Dylan Stewart. And the matchup to watch out for is number 6 on that defensive side of the ball, the true freshman phenom, Dylan Stewart, matching up against an NFL-level tackle in Will Campbell. That's what I'm going to personally be watching out for. And I think the experience of Campbell is going to get the better of him. And I think this LSU offensive line in pass protection is good enough to hold them off. And I think no matter the weather, this game is going to come down to who can throw the ball better. And whether it's blue skies and sunny or torrential downpours, it's going to come down to who can throw the football better. And LSU can throw the football better. I'm taking LSU to win this ball game for that simple point. I trust Garrett Nussmeier to make the big plays. If South Carolina is going to win, Lenore Sellers is going to have to be living up to his potential to a point that we have not seen in his young career thus far. And this also means that Jared Brown has a big day, which we have not seen at South Carolina yet. Though they have utilized him, he's going to have a breakout performance. And so is his quarterback, Lenore Sellers. I am taking LSU to win this ball game 31-28. I think that even with the rain, they're going to be able to score.